Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. The latest news suggests something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game with a direct impact on the Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years is being discussed, and we're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more and show that you're part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers by sharing with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Now let's get to the news. Folks, if you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know the Dallas Cowboys are always in the thick of things, especially when it comes to making bold moves to improve their roster. Right now, the buzz around the team is hotter than ever, particularly concerning a potential trade that could reshape their defense and maybe even set the stage for another deep playoff run. We're talking about the possibility of acquiring All-Pro defensive end Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders. Some of you might be thinking, is this just another rumor, or has the window closed on such a blockbuster deal? Well, the situation is more complex and intriguing than it appears on the surface, so let's break it down. It all started earlier this week when whispers began to circulate that the Cowboys were exploring the idea of bringing Crosby to Dallas. This was big news because Crosby, as many of you know, is one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the league, a guy who can change the game single-handedly, especially in today's NFL where the pass rush is more critical than ever. The Cowboys, with their aspirations to contend for a Super Bowl, see a guy like Crosby not just as an upgrade but as a game-changer. Initially, there was excitement when reports surfaced that Dallas had reached out to the Raiders about a potential trade, igniting hopes among fans that the team was willing to make a bold move before the trade deadline. But as is often the case in the NFL, things are never that straightforward. The excitement was short-lived because conflicting reports soon emerged, casting doubt on whether the Cowboys had actually made any such move. Some sources indicated that Dallas had not contacted Las Vegas at all, suggesting the rumors might have been exaggerated or misunderstood. Meanwhile, from the Raiders' side, reports emerged that they were not interested in trading Crosby, a crucial point because in the NFL, when a team makes it clear they're not inclined to trade a star player, it's usually a sign they're holding on to their prized assets for dear life, especially when competing for playoff positioning. But don't get discouraged just yet, Cowboys fans, because even with this apparent cooling of trade talks, there are insiders who believe the possibility isn't completely dead. Brian Bays, a well-respected insider and analyst, recently talked about the situation and provided some hope that Dallas isn't giving up just yet. He emphasized that the team is still actively exploring options as the trade deadline approaches and that the chatter about Crosby's potential move isn't entirely extinguished. Baez pointed out that despite public statements from the Raiders and their apparent reluctance to trade Crosby, the situation might be more nuanced. He noted voices like Jane Slater and Tom Pelissero, who suggested the Raiders are not inclined to trade him, and Stephen Jones, who was clear that he wouldn't trade Micah Parsons. A telling comparison because Parsons, as you all know, is one of the top defensive players in the league. If the Cowboys are unwilling to trade Parsons, it shows they're not afraid to make bold moves when the right opportunity arises. Baez continued, saying he doesn't think this is dead, noting that the rumor spread quickly, and now the parties involved seem to be trying to cool things down, a key phrase indicating that behind closed doors, Dallas and the Raiders might still be engaging in quiet negotiations, or at least exploring whether a deal could be feasible. So what's the next step? As the trade deadline looms, the Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones, could still be contemplating a blockbuster move. Adding Crosby isn't just about improving the pass rush. It's about addressing a crucial need on defense. While the Cowboys' defense is solid overall, it has sometimes struggled against high-powered offenses, especially in the postseason. A player of Crosby's caliber could elevate that unit to a different level. Let's not forget, the Cowboys have a history of making aggressive moves at the deadline. Think of trades for players like Amari Cooper or key free agent signings in past years. It's in their DNA to go all in when the opportunity is right. The question now is whether Crosby, with his production and reputation, would consider a move to Dallas if the deal is offered. The Raiders, of course, are in a tough spot. valuing Crosby highly and possibly hesitating to part ways unless the offer is compelling. But sometimes, a player's desire to compete or a team's strategic plans can influence the outcome. If Dallas puts together a package that appeals to the Raiders and Crosby is open to a fresh start, the deal could still happen. This is where the drama gets even more interesting. With the NFL trade deadline just around the corner, teams are weighing their options, assessing their needs, and trying to 08:47 p.m. PKT on Friday, October 24, 2025, to strike the perfect balance between holding on to their stars and making bold moves to push their Super Bowl chances forward. Dallas, with their deep pockets and aggressive approach, remains a team to watch. Whether it's Crosby or another impactful player, Jerry Jones's willingness to be aggressive could be the difference maker in these final days. Acquiring Crosby would send a loud message to the rest of the league that this team is serious about contending, boosting the pass rush and creating more pressure on opposing quarterbacks, opening opportunities for the rest of the defense to thrive, a move that could have ripple effects across the entire team. From the Raiders' perspective, they might want to hold on to Crosby to push for a postseason spot, as trading him would be a risk given his disruptive force and relatively young age. They might also be waiting to see if other teams step up with compelling offers or betting that Crosby's value will increase closer to the deadline. It's a chess game, and the Cowboys are surely trying to position themselves as a player in it. The next few days will be critical. Will Dallas make a last-minute push? Will the Raiders soften their stance? Or will Crosby remain in Las Vegas for the remainder of the season? The excitement among Cowboys fans is palpable because everyone knows how much a player of Crosby's caliber could change the trajectory of their season. It's about adding that missing piece, that game-changing talent to push Dallas over the top. If Jerry Jones and his team pull off this trade, it will be one of the most talked-about transactions of the season, potentially setting a precedent for what the Cowboys are willing to do to stay competitive. The NFL is about making the right moves at the right time, and this could be that moment. The coming days will tell whether Dallas's pursuit of Max Crosby will come to fruition, or if they'll have to look elsewhere. But the energy in the Cowboys fan base is electric, and everyone is waiting to see what happens next. The Cowboys are never afraid to make bold decisions, especially when bolstering their roster for a championship run, and this potential pursuit of Crosby could define their season. The front office knows the stakes, and with the trade deadline fast approaching, they're likely working around the clock to make this deal happen. So fans, stay tuned, stay hopeful, and keep your fingers crossed that Dallas finds a way to get this done. Because it could be the move that pushes them from good to great. From playoff contenders to Super Bowl champions. That's what we're all here for. To see our team rise to the top, witness history, and cheer for moments that make us proud to be Cowboys fans. The next few days will be crucial, and I'll be right here updating you with all the latest news, rumors, and insights because when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, the story is never over, and the excitement keeps building. Pause here for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news, it's super important to leave a like on this video. It's quick and makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe a deal for Max Crosby is still possible? Are you confident that Jerry Jones and his team will pull the trigger if the opportunity arises? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL trade deadline is just around the corner, and every move, every decision could define the future of this team. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the next chapter holds for our beloved team. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Cowboys!